DSJ, man. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? I wanted to do a little something different today. I wanted to do a little motivational Monday, to help you throughout your week. I know, like I said, it's been quite rough for me, going through this journey, and it's been getting worse. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna try to talk to y'all as I'm talking to myself in the mirror. We're gonna focus on something today, and it's gonna be named "Don't focus on the outcome, focus on the action." You see, when you focus on the outcome, you tend to think too much. You tend to think about those things that may happen, right? When you think about the future, when you think about those futuristic things that may not have happened yet, and you cause stress on yourself, are you willing to allow yourself to stress out that much and not learn how to grow from it? Or are you going to focus on the now, focus on your actions, and then grow from those actions that you do, so that when your outcomes does happen, you know what to do? You see, I'm going to give you a little story about how it's been recently. Recently, it's been kind of rough. It's been kind of tough, you know what I'm saying? Your empathy. Boy, I tell you, empathy is one of the few things that tends to make or break you, especially if you can sense people. One thing I will say, if you are an empath, y'all know what I'm talking about. If you aren't an empath, let me tell you how an empath thinks. So let's imagine if your friend walk up to you and they tell you, "Hey, I'm doing good, I'm doing great, I'm just being grateful, you know what I'm saying? God's been good to me, God has been doing this to me and doing that." You feel a sense of peace in yourself because you feel a sense of peace in them. If someone wants to tell you, "Hey man, I'm going through a rough time, I'm going through sickness, I'm going through battles, man, I'm going through it all," you start to sense for them more and more, and you try to be there for them a lot more. And it sometimes doesn't benefit you because it gets you tired, it gets you weary, it gets you sleepy, and you don't even know what to do. You don't know what to do. You don't know where to go from here. And that's one thing I will say, about the outcomes. You focus on the outcomes, man. You never know how the outcome may be. It may be a good outcome. It may be a bad outcome. But you have to focus on your actions first before you focus on the outcome. See, your actions come first because that's what makes your outcomes become outcomes. You know what I'm saying? That's what makes your outcomes become things that may happen in the near future. See, you can walk up to somebody and dap them up. That's an action. If someone looks at you and they look at you and they be like, "Hey, this dude is probably one of the nicest people in the world," because they just see that little action you do. The outcome may be different. You know what I'm saying? You may have people come up to you and just be like, "Hey, how you doing?" Or, "Hey, can you help me with this? Can you help me with that?" Your outcome becomes more focused. You know what I'm saying? You already know how your outcome will be. You don't have to worry about it. You know what I'm saying? If you focus on your outcomes, man, you never know how your outcome will be. Like I said, you never know until you put yourself in that position to know. Like I said, a rough week. It's been a rough couple weeks for me. A lot of tough things, a lot of bad things. And, I just hope that, we all understand that it's going to happen. Our outcome is going to happen. But what can we do to face those outcomes when it does happen? And is the action going to benefit your outcome, or is the action going to make your outcome a lot more worse than it is? Now, see, let's not lie here. Outcomes, my bad. Outcomes does sometimes become good outcomes. Your outcomes sometimes can be better than your action. Depends on what you do. If you're an artist, you know how to paint, you know how to do things, you know how to draw, you know how to, make colors, you know how to create something. If you know how to cook, you know what ingredients you need to use, you know how much tablespoons and how much teaspoons, and you know how much things you need. You know what I'm saying? That's good outcomes. And I know I'm using food and art as an example, but allow your actions to become your outcomes. don't allow yourself to think of the outcomes, but think of your actions, because your actions matter. Yeah, they say this all the time. Your actions speak louder than words. And if your actions isn't speaking louder than words, then you got something you need to focus on. Your action means something. It makes you who you are. If you walk around campus big and bad, your outcome's gonna be people gonna look at you big and bad. You know what I'm saying? If you walk around campus shy, people gonna look at you like you're shy. You know what I'm saying? If people walk around here and just talk and talk and talk, people gonna think of you as a talker. You know what I'm saying? Your outcomes is basically your benefits. Your outcomes are going to be the things that's gonna make you or break you. But if you're not allowing your actions to be your focus, then your outcomes will break you. But then again, a lot of us focus on the actions, but the actions is waiting for us sometimes. You know what I'm saying? What can we do to benefit ourselves? And how can we benefit ourselves with our actions? Well, one, I'll say this. You don't have to listen to me. I know a lot of people don't think of it like this. Pray to God. I'm going to say it like this. Pray to God, because God knows your actions. God knows your outcomes better than me, better than anyone that I know, better than yourself. God knows your outcomes and your actions. Pray about it. Pray. Constantly pray. I mean, the outcomes and the actions, man, pray for them to be better. Pray for your complete and controlling ways, Lord. I just want y'all to know that God cares, man. God cares about your actions and your outcomes. But the thing is, your actions and your outcomes does represent who you are. And if people don't tell you that all the time, you know, a young buck will. I will. I'm going to always tell you straight up if you're doing something right or if you're doing something wrong. And if you better tell me straight up if I'm doing something right or if I'm doing something wrong. Because your actions mean more than your outcomes, depending on what it is, and vice versa. I want y'all to know this so much because y'all are loved. Y'all are loved. I know this war has been going on for 2 weeks. This war has been insane. And I want y'all to know that even as I'm going through stuff, I'm still doing my actions slowly but surely. Always going to do my outcomes because these outcomes are going to be beneficial. Whether they are me doing this podcast, you know, me giving y'all some motivational tips, or me just sitting here just thinking about what's next, you know what I'm saying, in the future, because I'm 21 years old, you know what I'm saying? And I want y'all to know this because, like I said, man, you are wise people. You are wise, you're strong, you're beneficial to your own self. Make an impact in other people's lives. That's an action, because you never know how the outcome will go. You never know. Stay strong, man. Stay focused. Stay grinding. I want y'all to know that today is a great day. Every day is going to be a great day. You got to think of it like that. You got to think of it as in, you got to make sure you focused on the positives and not the negatives. And even when the negatives does happen, you have to just stay focused and stay positive. So I'm tired as hell. My empathy has run me through this week. Already, I ain't even go to class, and you know what I'm saying? I didn't really want to talk today, but you know what I'm saying? Second win. God has given me second win. And I thank God for that. I thank God every day that I can. You know what I'm saying? Because God has put me through a lot of good things in my life. And I can't do it without him. Because it's every time I do something, it's for the Lord. Even now, like I said, y'all may see me as weird because of how I try to do motivational stuff every day, or I may express how I feel, or, you know what I'm saying? But I want y'all to know that it's okay being yourself. It is. But at the end of the day, remember, don't let your actions be your outcome, or don't let your outcome overshadow your action, if you get what I'm saying, or vice versa. I thank y'all so much, DSJ Podcast, man. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. We're going to be doing a lot more of these. And I want y'all to know this, that you're blessed, you're loved. And I just want you to know that I'm going to be okay. I'm going to be grinding so much. And till we meet again, I might post 2 of these today. I may do 2 tomorrow. And I might continue to grind these things out here. Also, if you want to be on the podcast, man, make sure to tell me. Make sure to text me on Snapchat. Make sure to text me on Instagram. If you see me in person, make sure to tell me, hey, you want to be on the podcast. We'll set you up. And yeah, DSJ Podcast, DSJ family, we out. I love y'all so much. Stay safe. And don't let your actions be the reason your outcomes are the way they are.